Hi, it's me, Dr. Prasad Pudelam. I continue my classes for second PU plus 2 chemistry, unit 2 solutions, class number 4. Solutions of solid in liquid, colligative property like osmosis and a process known as reverse osmosis. Then a topic abnormal molar mass. So the colligative properties like the other colligative properties are discussed in class number 3. Continuation of that. Okay, so colligative property means it is together bind. Okay, these are the colligative property that is discussed earlier. Relative lowering of vapor pressure of solvent, elevation of boiling point of solvent, depression of freezing point of solvent. These three cases already discussed in class number 3. Now in class number 4, here we'll be discussing about, or I'll be explaining about osmotic pressure of solution. Osmotic pressure of solution. Okay, I took the picture of a raw mango. If you have a habit of keeping it in salt water, okay, to make pickles under. So if raw mango is put in salt water, after a few days you can see that the mango will undergo shrivel. It will undergo shriveling. Okay. Likewise, if you consider that of flower or even plant, upon spraying water, it will become fresh. Or the blood cells will collapse when it is suspended in saline or salt water. Okay, so these properties are related to osmotic pressure and process known as osmosis. Okay, so all these cases you can see some common factor, that is the surface of the mango or blood cell or even the flower petal. Okay, so these are the common thing, or which we can call as membranes. So these act as a membrane. Okay, so we'll take another example, say a pig's bladder. So this is the bladder, okay, represented here, or that is the bladder representation. Or we can say that cellophane sheets, this is a naturally available membrane. Or cellophane sheets which is synthesized one, we can see get cellophane sheets in color which we use for decoration purpose as well as gift wrapping. Or the transparent cellophane sheets we use for food packing. Okay, because it retain the moisture and the food will be in a good condition. Therefore, cellophane sheet as well as pig bladder, we can treat them as a semi-permeable membrane. Okay, semi-permeable membrane means these membranes has got submicroscopic holes. Okay, it's a network of submicroscopic holes or pores. That is, minute pores are there in cellophane sheet or in pig bladder. Because of that, water molecule which are smaller in size compared to solute molecule. Okay, so water molecule can pass through the holes, but the bigger molecule like solute cannot pass through, it will be hindered. So to calculate the osmosis or to understand the osmosis power, one can do it in your home itself. You have to make a thistle funnel. You have to take a thistle funnel or can make a thistle funnel with a normal funnel. Plastic funnel is sufficient. And a straw, if you connect, you can treat it as a thistle funnel. So you have to take a sugar solution inside that thistle funnel. Then you have to cover it with a semi-permeable membrane, say cellophane sheet only. So if you are taking cellophane sheet, you have to dip it in water for a whole day for 20 minimum 12 hours. Then only the pores will be ready for the process of osmosis. Okay, therefore a semi-permeable membrane is kept at the thistle funnel towards the funnel case. Sugar solution is taken in the thistle funnel to view the change in solution movement or solvent movement, whatever it may be. You can add some color to that sugar solution, then it will be more visible to you. Okay, therefore this is the initial level of the sugar solution. Okay, water is taken in a beaker. Then after sometimes you can see that there will be a rise in the solution level, or sugar solution level will be increased. It will be increased to a final level. Okay, so this is a simple experiment to understand that a process known as osmosis or something related to osmotic pressure. Okay, so the process of flow of solvent is called osmosis. Okay, the osmosis can be also represented here. Osmosis is a process in which the molecules of solvent tend to pass through a semi-permeable membrane from a less concentrated solution into a more concentrated one, or from pure solvent to a solution. Okay, so here water molecule, and this is the sugar solution. Water molecule goes to the sugar solution through the semi-permeable membrane, which is kept in between. Okay, therefore the distance traveled, so this is actually height from initial level to the final level. The height, if you represented by h, then the osmotic pressure pi can be calculated as height into density into gravitational force. Okay, so that calculation I'm not giving here. So let us take two containers. One container is filled with a solvent, other container with a solution. Same volume is taken, which is separated by semi-permeable membrane, and two pistons are kept. Okay, so here the pressure is indicated as T atmosphere. That means no pressure is applied, no extra pressure is applied, only atmospheric pressure is there. And after sometimes we can say that the solvent molecule will pass through this semi-permeable membrane, and the solution container, it should rise up. Okay, there will be a movement in the upward direction of this piston. To avoid that, to avoid the movement of this piston to upward direction, we have to apply a pressure than that of atmospheric pressure. That is plus pi is mentioned here. That is additional pressure is applied. That additional pressure what is applied to prevent the osmosis. Okay, so if that pressure is applied, then there will not be any movement of solvent through the semi-permeable membrane. To prevent osmosis, the pressure applied to the solution side. Okay, solvent side, if I apply pressure, more solvent will pass through the semi-permeable membrane. Therefore, we have to keep a pressure on the solution side, the opposite direction of the osmosis. Osmosis is from solvent to solution. Therefore, opposing to that, that is solution to solvent. So that additional pressure is known as osmotic pressure. Okay, so osmotic pressure of a solution is the excess pressure that must be applied to a solution to prevent osmosis. That is to stop the passage of solvent molecule through a semi-permeable membrane into the solution. For dilute solution, it is found experimentally that the osmotic pressure pi is directly proportional to molarity as well as temperature. Here molarity value C is considered. Usually we consider capital letter M. Okay, so molarity and temperature, therefore we can say pi is equal to CRT, or pi is proportional to C and T, which is made to equality by multiplying with a constant value R. R is the gas constant. Okay, so molarity, it should be molarity. That we know that this is a typing mistake here. It should be molarity. C is equal to N2 divided by V. N2, that is number of moles of solute upon liter of solution. That is the definition of molarity. Okay, so liter of solution, sometimes the value of volume will not be given in liter. We have to convert into liter. Therefore, considered only V is considered here. V represents the volume. Okay, so N2 divided by V. Therefore, replacing here, pi is equal to N2 by V into R into T, where N2 is the number of moles of solute, that is mass of solute by its molar mass. Substituting here, we'll be getting M2 as W2 into RT divided by pi V. Okay, so if two solutions having same osmotic pressure are separated by a semi-permeable membrane, so in the natural case of that of blood cells only given as the example, we can say treat them as isotonic solution. Isotonic solution, that is salt solution and blood cells. Okay, so here there is no movement of water inside or outside. Movement will be there, but that is equal. Equal number of solvent molecules will pass through the semi-permeable membrane, that is the membrane of the red blood cell. Okay, such type of solutions we call it as isotonic solution. Okay, so that is here the brine solution, that is 0.9 mass by volume of sodium chloride. If that is we use for injecting purposes and all, we have to use 0.9% sodium chloride solution. Otherwise, the blood cell, this way it will not be normal. It will not be isotonic case. Okay, so if it is more than that, the mass of sodium chloride or the saline water what we use for injection purposes are, if it is more than 9%, or if the solution concentration is more, then we can say that it creates a process or a situation known as hypertonic. Okay, so hypertonic means more salt water, more saline it is, more number of salt water here. Therefore, pure solvent water will go from a red blood cell to the saline water, and there will be a process known as a hypertonic nature, or it will be hypertonic. It will shrive. Okay, so people taking lot of salt water, or having more salt or salty food, or having habit of putting more salt to the food while eating, they can cause a situation known as, it can cause a situation known as edema. Okay, that is an example for hypertonic case with osmosis. So if the salt concentration is less than that of 0.9 percentage, then the situation is known as hypotonic. Or if it is more, we call it as hypertonic. If it is less, it is known as hypotonic. If it is normal case, that is in case of red blood cell and salt water with salt water of 0.9 percentage mass by volume, we call it as isotonic. Here it is hypotonic because it is salt concentration is less than 0.9 case. Therefore, there will be a swelling of blood cell. So we call it as hypotonic case. So these are the three cases: isotonic, that is normal case; hypertonic, in which the salt water what we use is more than that of 0.9 mass by volume; hypotonic means it is less than that. Okay, therefore a calculation, a numerical problem is given. 200 cm cube of cubic centimeter of an aqueous solution. Aqueous solution is water. A protein containing 1.26 gram of protein. The osmotic pressure of such solution is at 300 Kelvin is found to be 2.57 multiplied by 10 to the power minus 3 bar. Calculate the molar mass of protein. Gas constant R is given 0.083. Okay, so M2 is equal to W2 RT by pi V. This is from osmotic pressure. We calculated, we got this expression. And the given values are: osmotic pressure is given, volume is given in cm cubic centimeter, which is converted into liter, gas constant is given, W2 weight of solute is given, and temperature 300 Kelvin also given. So substituting all the values, we will be getting 61.039 gram per mole. A process known as reverse osmosis, that is reverse to osmosis, or we commonly use the word RO or RO water. Okay, so reverse osmosis is used for water purification, and the common usage of water, such type of water, we call it as RO water. Okay, that is purification of water, purification of saline water, that is salt water. You have to take it in a container separated by semi-permeable membrane connected to fresh water. So little amount of fresh water initially required, and on applying a pressure than that of the osmotic pressure. Okay, if we connect like this, fresh water will move to the salt water. Okay, so in this side, solution side, salt water is the solution case. By using a piston, if you are increasing the pressure than that of the atmospheric pressure or than that of the osmotic pressure, then the solvent molecule from here can move to the fresh water phase, and water will come out as from the water outlet. Okay, so the direction of osmosis can be reversed if a pressure larger than osmotic pressure is applied to the solution side. It is now the pure solvent flows out of the solution through the semi-permeable membrane, and this phenomena is known as reverse osmosis. Reversing the osmosis case we call it as reverse osmosis. Reverse osmosis is having application in desalination of water, that is separating fresh water from saline water or salt water. We call it as desalination. Usually cellulose acetate membranes are used as the semi-permeable membrane. So you might have seen reverse osmosis plant like this, which consists of a tank where the salt water is taken, which is treated with some chemical. Then it is pumped through a filter so that the suspended impurities can be separated there. Then pressure is maintained, and a particular pressure is maintained that is higher than that of osmotic pressure. Then a semi-permeable membrane is kept in a container, and the water will flow through the semi-permeable membrane to the fresh water, which is collected and further treatment, and it is used as a fresh water. Okay, therefore the used salt water, that concentrated brine or the concentrated salt water, it is separate, removed from another channel, through another channel. Okay, so this process continues to get a more amount of fresh water. Okay, so the countries like Saudi Arabia or those countries where there is no fresh water available, only sea water is there, they have to use the sea water and to get fresh water by a process known as reverse osmosis. Abnormal molar mass. Abnormal molar mass, that is some abnormality in molar mass. Or you can say for a solute which undergo association or dissociation, that is electrolyte solutions, observed values of colligative property is different from that of calculated colligative property. So we calculate the colligative property based on the number. Okay. So say example, potassium chloride solute, if you add to water, okay, we expect one potassium chloride to water, but actually potassium chloride undergo dissociation. It dissociates into two ions, one positive ion of potassium and one negative ion of chlorine, that is K plus and Cl minus. Therefore, here because of this dissociation, the experimentally determined molar mass is always lower than the true value calculated colligative property. So number of moles or number of particles are increasing. A colligative property is something where we have to count the number of particles. Okay, similarly, say acetic acid molecules, if it is dissolved in benzene, we cannot expect one acetic acid molecule. Say they undergo association because of formation of hydrogen bonding like this, OH bond formation. Two acetic acid molecule will be always exist as combined in benzene solution. So here the solute molecule undergo association and experimentally determined molar mass is higher than that of a true value. True value means the calculator or colligative, calculator with the colligative property. Okay, so the ratio of observed colligative property to the calculator property, it can be treated as a factor known as Van Hoff factor. Okay, this is derived of this expression we got in 1880 by Van Hoff, factor I equal to observed colligative property upon calculated colligative property. Since the colligative property is directly related to the molecular mass of solute, for the solute which undergo association or dissociation, abnormality in molar mass is molecular mass is observed, which we call as the abnormal molar mass. I can be also be defined as I is equal to normal molar mass, that is when association happens or when dissociation happens, divided by the abnormal molar mass. Okay, so might have confused. Normal molar mass, that is the molar mass of the solute. It may undergo association or dissociation to give the abnormal molar mass. Therefore, I is equal to normal molar mass to abnormal molar mass. For a solute which does not undergo association or dissociation, there is no association, no dissociation of the solute molecule, then always I is equal to 1. That is observed colligative property and the calculated colligative property are same. Example like glucose, urea, sucrose, if they are dissolved in water, the I value will be always 1. Let us take the example of dissociation. When the molecules, the solute molecule undergo dissociation, it is split into 2 or 3. Okay, then I value is always greater than 1. Colligative property is greater than, the observed colligative property is greater than calculated colligative property. Say example, if I is equal to 2 case, that is potassium chloride, sodium nitrate, which is split into 2 ions. Therefore, it is equal to 2. 2 divided by actually your calculated 1 is 1. Therefore, the value is 2. I is equal to 3 in case of calcium chloride or magnesium nitrate, potassium sulfate or sodium sulfate in water, because they split into 3 ions, one calcium 2 plus ion and Cl minus, Cl minus. So total 3 ions will be there. Therefore, I value becomes 3. For solute which undergo association, okay, this is undergo dissociation, it is split. Association means they combine. Okay, so the observed colligative property is less than that of calculated colligative property. Example, acetic acid in benzene as a solvent. So Van Hoff factor, by considering the Van Hoff factor or abnormal molar mass, then the colligative properties can be rewritten. Relative lowering of vapor pressure of solvent can be written as P01 minus P1 upon P01 equal to I, that is the Van der Waals factor, into N2 by N1. Similarly, elevation in boiling point delta TB can be written as I kBm. Depression in freezing point delta TF can be written as I kFm. Osmotic pressure pi can be written as I N2 RT by V. Okay, we'll take one example, numerical problem. 2 grams of benzoic acid, C6H5COOH. When it is dissolved in 25 grams of benzene, it shows a depression in freezing point equal to 1.62. Freezing point, that is something related to F. Okay. Molar depression constant of benzene is 4.9 Kelvin kilogram per mole. What is the percentage association of acid? If it forms dimer in solution. So association case it is. Given values are W2 2 gram, W1 25 gram, delta TF that is 1.62 Kelvin, KF value is also given 4.9 Kelvin kilogram per mole. Okay, so we'll calculate the molar mass M2 of solute, that is KF into 1000 W2 divided by delta TF into W1, substituting the values 4.9 1002 divided by 1.62 multiplied by 25. So here divided by 25, it becomes 241.98 grams. So we got the M2, that is the abnormal molar mass. Okay, this is the molar mass of the actual case, which is actually abnormal. We call it as abnormal molar mass. Normal molar mass we have to calculate for C6H5COOH. Molar mass of C6H5COOH can be calculated as 12 into 6, that is carbon, its atomic mass is 12, multiplied by 6 number of carbon, hydrogen 1, that is atomic mass 1, 5 times here, plus carbon 12 into 1, oxygen 16 plus hydrogen 1. So if it becomes 122 gram per mole. So the normal molar mass is 122 gram per mole. Therefore, we can calculate the I factor, or Van der Waals factor. I is equal to normal molar mass divided by abnormal molar mass. That is also equal to the number of moles of solute actual case. Okay, so now considering the equilibrium between C6H5OH and the associated case, it becomes a dimer. Therefore, C6H5COH twice, it undergoes, it associate with a hydrogen bonding. The total number of moles of particles equilibrium I can be calculated as 122 divided by 241, that is 0.504. That is the total number of moles in equilibrium. Okay, from this equilibrium we can also calculate okay, so from this equilibrium we can also calculate that if X is the dissociation constant or degree of dissociation, the number of molecules which are left undissociated will be 1 minus X, and which undergo association, that will be X divided by 2. Therefore, you have to combine these two to get the total number of moles. Total number of moles is equal to 1 minus X plus X by 2, or we can rewrite as a 2 into 1 minus X plus X divided by 2, or 2 minus 2X plus X divided by 2, or 1 minus X by 2. Okay, therefore 1 minus X by 2 is equal to 0.504. 1 minus X by 2 is equal to 0.504, or X by 2 is equal to 1 minus 0.504, which is equal to 0.496, or X is equal to 2 multiplied by 0.496, 0.992 is the mole fraction. Okay, so we got the mole fraction of the benzoic acid as 19.992 in this case. If mole fraction is 9, then percentage is 99.2% is the percentage association of benzoic acid. Okay, so this is the class 4 second PO this moment for +2 chemistry unit 2 solution. Class number 4, we discussed mainly about osmosis, reverse osmosis, and the concept known as abnormal molar mass. I'm signing out from this presentation. Thank you very much and have a nice day.